Yo. The players just wanna welcome y'all to the Mind channel. Our Mind channel. Because all is mind. And for the few of y'all on these grounds from our last spot, we can do a bit more in this location. We also know a lot of y'all have asked us to speak on certain topics, and we're still exclusively a request channel. But we've had so many requests we never got out that getting shit crackin' here's no big deal. Coach, Pete Long, Jamie October, J. Cruz, Luke Rutherford, Sadie Super Sound as a Pound Wooden Dummy Maker, Sarah V, and much more. Much respect to y'all. And a big shout out to DJ Neptune. That video you did was seriously appreciated. Now we've been asked to speak on a lot of things, but because of circumstances, legal situations, and on top of that shit, constant theft, it just wasn't the proper situation. Even here we'll only be dishing 5%. But that 5%'s a lot more than what we could on our players' channels. And we'll be doing our top 10 7s and 5s too. We've been asked about relationships, martial arts, making money, health, and a lot more. However, we was in a few communities where motherfuckers are giving y'all the wackest information we ever fucking heard. And got clowns believing that idiotic retarded fucking crap. And we had no desire to give them that kinda info. So they can repeat it to sound smart and not show a fucking ounce of respect to the true source. We'll say this though. If we wanna make money, we don't run out into the world and get our hustle on. Jesus fucking Weesus, that's not the fucking key to making money. And you think we want these dishonorable dipshit clowns here in the real deal? So they can repeat it trying to sound smart. All they care about's large crowds of sheep. If we went to the Shaolin temple and saw a large crowd of sheep, we'd walk right out of that motherfucker realizing the temple's fallen. So for those waiting wondering what the hold up's been, this is what. And we got a message for the coach. You should know we completed our deal with you long ago. Done before the spring. When we pitch motherfuckers, we pitch motherfuckers. And we pitched the shit out of you. As you know, we don't sell to the people. We sell to people who sell to the people. And we sold you to people who sell to the people. In the most constructive, prosperous way. Then some idiotic fucking clown sold you out with his ignorant fucking mouth. That's what happens around certain souls. You never get the gold meant for you. You never woulda had to raise anything since your upfront check covered that 10 times over. Meanwhile all you had to do was nothing but be coach. Can't find a better job than that. No long-term contracts, ties, or nothing. But someone went around speaking for everyone including you. Then gave you lunch money and bragged about it after taking away only God knows how much. But we can guarantee it was way more than 1,000 times what that fucker gave. It was out of our hands and nothing we could do about it but hold the presses. But we kept our word, which we gave over a year before. Some claiming you can only communicate with who they say makes it impossible. It was a time schedule with loads of merchandise going out, and no way that can be done if a man takes another path. No one's financially backing that if that idiot's words who was speaking for you were true. Those companies trusted us, so we couldn't take the chance of damaging the trust. By the time we found out you would honored our agreement, it was too late. But some forms of company in your midst is a virus. And we had to be certain of who was infected by it before making moves. Too many get praised these days for being viruses. They actually get shoutouts for mutilating your future. So apologies to you, coach. But it's important to know what a poisonous soul in your midst can do without you ever knowing. Viruses aren't difficult to tell once you know the game. Unfortunately, viruses like to call you brutta. And some actually believe the filthy virus that's destroying great potential. It would be nice, however, if people learned to pay attention and take the microcosm seriously though. Viruses tend to praise themselves. If they can convince you of the greatness they claim they are, then those they preach that bullshit to will feed them. They can't simply speak on a topic, they always gotta bring up themselves. I do this, I do that. I this way, I that way, y'all. I always this, I always that, y'all. I love my people, y'all. Just a bunch of fucking bullshit. Because they've achieved nothing in life. Sure, we love that shit if it's hip hop, but beyond that we don't wanna hear it. Even the artists we know don't do that shit once they step off the fucking stage. We personally have no desire to speak on ourselves. We speak because we keep getting asked. But CDs, books, children's stories, potential adult and health books with public speakings if wished were on the table, and more, coach. We was having a ball getting it done, but the production shut down after that. Savannah sent you this from the UK before the spring. One of the top pro gamblers on earth. And a lady who can toss a load on the table without it putting a dent in her pocket. She loved the merchandise and was gonna get you spread to dealers over the waters. These deals were getting set up across the globe and was just a lot of fucking fun surrounding the shit. But maybe Mr. I gave $20 lemme brag like a virus can do all that shit now. Respect to you coach because you're an honorable man. Who we simply hopes careful of how he deals with the company he keeps with an awareness of how it can affect him. But when we build credibility of who you are to serious players and suddenly have to pull out, trust gets diminished from all the honorable players you was yet to meet. While we're trying to keep stuff on the down low and not talk about shit publicly, fuckers like that's bragging for giving someone $20 after destroying thousands and potentially millions. Now when we speak on how manifestation works, people gotta take the microcosm seriously. That shit workin' at hand that can get fucked up without souls ever realizing they're doing it. And it's easy peasy to see once we know nature's principles. You know, that stuff the educational system somehow forgot to teach. Even though all the political leaders secretly keep books on it tucked away in their libraries. We know coach enjoys helping people and changing lives. Well, that for thousands and potentially millions was destroyed by one little fucking bug. It's a virus. We understand certain people look like humans. And people get seduced because they said brutta. Watch what they do first. Then what they say. Because actions are the foundations to words. And if they gotta use you as a personal advertisement tool, then they ain't your brutta. Maybe big opportunity will come again someday. But when we say we're gonna do something like that, we're doing it. No matter how many months pass by, it's getting done. And we make sure you're legal and insured. But perhaps those who really need your advice and words rather than these fucking flappin' parasites will get their chance. Because there's a whole lot of youth that didn't. Due to one worthless grown-up fucking man-boy adult, going nowhere fast. However, y'all watch out for the coach because he's important to the world. But to those few who stuck around, deep appreciation, and we're gonna get some videos done. Nothing spectacular, just chopping it up on issues. And one of the big things we've been asked tons of requests on has been mysterious news. Something we refuse to speak on in places where too many knuckle-headed motherfuckers dwelled. But the Mind Channel's a spot we'll go a little deeper. I mean, we've been asked about everything from UFOs to telekinesis to do we believe in God to Bigfoot to time travel to fairies to shit that'll just mind fuck a motherfucker. We won't get into no mind blowing shit, but we'll cover these issues and more. And as y'all know, we got a serious passion for the arts too. Music, video, graphics, comedy, poetry, painters, sculptors, architecture and more. If it's creative, we love it. And y'all know us. We praise creative motherfuckers. Instead of stealing from 'em like these fucking scumbags. Or using them to praise ourselves. Because we gave them $20 to buy self-advertisement. And y'all know we know about that. The amount of money we generated our pockets never saw from theft is off the charts. We're gonna tell y'all something real quick about theft though. Some of the biggest fuckers in the game. And we didn't say players, we said fuckers. Because they ain't players, they're cheats. However, some of the biggest cheats in the game that you swear have some knowledge or talent, from the arts to music, sculptors, painters, graphics artists, filmmakers, photographers, writers, comedians, motivational speakers and more. Many who the public admire, are some of the biggest fucking thieves on the fucking planet. Often generating millions off her theft. And some of the biggest of these cheats with masses of followers, tend to watch the smallest, most unknown underground motherfuckers. Perhaps we'll speak on that in another video. But it ain't always wise to just jump up and love some motherfucker you've seen do one thing you like. Because there's a lot of people getting undeserved credit for shit that ain't theirs, and even living lavishly off it, while the ones that deserve it are starving. It's wise to just get to know a motherfuckers, all we're saying. Many would be hurt to find out some of their heroes ain't quite what they thought. Which usually puts them in defensive mode. No one who's fans of some motherfucker wants to think they've been duped. What or who they believed in so long wasn't the real deal. Believe in the motherfucker in the mirror. And it won't matter who's a fraud. However, too many give their souls to external persons, places and things. Which will infallibly lead to a wake-up call. God. And if you're an atheist, cool. Nature. Doesn't like being betrayed. No matter who you deal with. No matter who calls you brutta. Or sista. Your inner sources gotta come first. When it does, you'll know who the frauds are without trying. And we'll also be setting things up with spots where certain private shit stays private. We've got a lot of stomping grounds we don't divulge and keep separate for a reason. Not mixing it up because of a few dopes is something we simply had to fix. But we've got the internet real estate covered and things are looking good. However, we want to say this though. The Mind channel's not sports. It's not gossip news. Those videos are for the moment. It's a quick whore trick. Hey. Nothing wrong with that. As y'all know, we love a good slut. We talk the games all the time. It's just leisure fun. But videos on principles are timeless. They can be returned to over and over. Because they always apply. And you just may return to a video several times, and each time hear something you didn't hear before. If your seventh gate isn't open, you'll never see it in the video. Open it and return. And you'll see what you thought you did but didn't. And remember, if you hear us say something you've never heard before, then suddenly hear another saying it. Check the dates. These parasitical motherfuckers will repeat anything they think sounds good. Then play like it's their words. If you say something we like, we'll simply say your fucking name and that we liked it. We're not gonna make believe we fucking said it. Now for those unaware, there's a reason we speak on these parasitical entities. And it's beyond what most know. Not only have they stolen your life from you, your finances and joy, they mutilate truth, your future and direction that will save your ass. Obama adopted the word change, however at this time no one's interested in motherfuckers using that term. Because he mutilated it. Sad things, it's a great term if the actions really went with it. And you can reveal something very real that'll create paradise. And once the parasite sees and adopts it, notices it's getting attention, so starts saying it too. As though they fucking came up with it. Then eventually shows the world their scum. Which is infallible. That truth they lied about will be looked upon as scum as well. Even if in reality it's the key to saving their souls. And that parasite will live on and on and on, stealing everything it can. Until people learn that what they need comes from the source within themselves. They'll be fooled over and over again. So stay conscious. Unfortunately, the conscious term's been stolen recently too. There's entire communities that call themselves that and they ain't conscious of fucking squat. See what we mean? But if someone in that community's the real deal, make no mistake about it, we'll say their name. And before we jet, as y'all know, we have a serious love for the arts. The opening tracks from Sirius. We usually write our own because it's not always easy finding tracks to fit our needs. Plus we enjoy writing music. But we love that piece and we want to thank Sirius for letting us use it. So we're leaving a link to their channel. Respect to them and all listening. Stay aware. And until our next one. Peace. We're out.